Alrighty, and here we are at my second garden plot. You can see this one is definitely smaller than the other. This is just one individual plot, 18 feet by 18 feet. And again, did the same thing for the fencing, did the 4-foot poultry fencing with the metal posts. Alright, and as we step inside, you'll see along the border, I did the exact same thing as in the other garden. Nasturtiums and zinnias and marigolds and cosmos. It's gonna be so pretty when this all blooms. Oh my gosh, these things are really, really growing. Oh, and some snapdragons. I think those are tiny little snapdragons over there. All right, so in this quadrant over here, I've got all my tomatoes. So I've actually got 10 tomato plants, 9 of which look pretty good, 9 of which are fairly large. In between the tomatoes, like there is a little pepper plant. Let's see where else. There's one there. I really need to weed these guys out. I just haven't had time this week. But I do have some tiny pepper plants in here. They look kind of bad though. I don't think I'm going to get any peppers. Whatever. They were free seeds. Tant pis. No worries. And then right here in this little row, this is all carrots. And they're looking fairly good. They're quite nice. They're looking good. This is not carrot. That's a Cosmo. Kind of looks like a carrot though. I do need to weed out this section a bit. This is one of the sections I have been neglecting. I hate weeding out carrots. My gosh, there's anything I hate more than carrots. I haven't found it yet. Weeding out carrots is such a pain in the butt. All right, and then in this little quadrant up here, I've got some melons growing. So this melon and this melon, those are watermelons. And then this strawberry and this strawberry and this strawberry, those are cantaloupes. I have one type, I think it's called Wisconsin's Pride from Jung Seed Company, and then the other ones are Petit Gris de Rennes, I believe, a French heirloom. All right, and then in this section next to the melons, I've got some carrots. So this frilly stuff, these are all carrots. They're looking really good. This is called Black Nebula. It's literally supposed to be like a really deep purple black carrot. And then this section here, these are radishes. Oh, look at those beauties down there. Man, I got some huge radishes at the other garden yesterday. It was insane. And then this is lettuce. So this is called Quatre Saisons, 4-season lettuce. Apparently it's supposed to be very good to plant with radishes. Lettuce is supposed to make your radishes taste really good. And radishes are supposed to be very good to plant next to melons, because I guess it's supposed to keep away the bugs. And carrots are supposed to be good to plant by tomatoes. So I'm doing this whole companion planting thing. All right, and then in this quadrant over here, so this is kind of similar to what I was doing at the other garden, except just at a smaller scale. So I've got my zucchinis here, my summer squashes there, and then on that side, I've got my cucumbers, 2 types of cucumbers. So you can see I've got like little sticks in the ground, and that's basically just a marker for where I'm gonna put up my A-frames for those trellises. So again, it'll be really similar to what I did at the other plot. I just have not had time to get my hubby over here to help me install these trellises yet. And then underneath the trellis, I got all this cool stuff that's already growing and it looks awesome. So this row here, these are beets. So I've got some, I believe they're called Early Wonder beets. They're looking really, really good. And then next to that, this is Butter Crunch lettuce. And I should totally thin this, but I just love how lush and beautiful it looks like this. All right, then next up, I've got this row of carrots here, but I don't know, these carrots look sort of sad. It's really crazy how some parts of the garden, like, plants just like more so than others. And then this is also that same 4-season lettuce I planted in the other spot. And then again here, a big row of radishes. And these guys are looking really, really good. I'm gonna dig some out and take some of these to a friend today. Yep, there we go, Mikey little cucumbers. All right, and then in this last section, I've got my beans. So again, these are the same types of beans as I planted at the other one. I've got the yellow wax beans and then purple TP beans. Both are bush type beans. I've got this giant pile of hay that I need to distribute somewhere. And then over here, I've got some kale. So same type as I did at the other one. This is the Russian red. Oh gosh, that is so pretty. This has really popped up since I weeded it. It looks super nice. And then this is that Nero di Toscano kale, kind of like the Lacionato kale. That looks pretty good too. I had planted spinach here, but I think it was too hot when I planted it and nothing came up. So I'm just gonna dig this up and do something there. I haven't decided what though. So yeah, this is my second garden plot. Like I said, I had laid down straw before I left for vacation, so it really kept a lot of weeds out. But I still need to do a little bit of work on this plot. Alrighty, so here we are on our upstairs balcony. So I've got lots of stuff growing here. Super, super, super green. It looks really, really healthy. So I've got 5 tomatoes. One guy there. Then this giant monster. Holy cats. This guy's looking super, super good. This one recently popped. Gotta put a cage around him. This jobby looks pretty good. I don't know what kind any of these are. Well, some of them. What are you? That's like that Dr. Weechy one. I've also got a couple Myers lemon plants growing here. I killed my Myers lemon tree when we left California, and I really miss it. So maybe in 5 years I'll have one. Also over here I've got 2 pots of sweet peas growing, and they are really, really taking off and climbing up this little teepee I made them. No blossoms yet, but hopefully soon. Alright, and then finally back here in this corner I've got this big old pot of cucumbers. I think I put 2 or 3 plants of each type of cucumber in there. I've got a Japanese style, Tokiwa it's called, and then one called Dar. And then I put this little trellis in there. And they are starting to climb a little bit, like these tendrils are on there. So that'll be cool. I'll have some nice cucumbers on the balcony, hopefully. And then finally, I have some pots of greens, but they kind of look terrible, and I need to cut them down and just eat these little bits. Yeah, this is again that Quatre Saisons one, the French heirloom, and then this one's Butter Crunch. And then this is Mosh. Mosh is an awesome little green. They're still quite small. I wonder how long these guys are going to take to grow. But Mosh is really, really, really yummy in salads. I would always get that in France. So good. Hi, Kimchi. How are you? You coming to help? Thank you. Thank you. What a pretty girl. Alright, and now this is my downstairs balcony. So I've got that same A-frame that I had grown my actual plants on. And then I've got a few pots down here. So what do we got? So this one is catgrass for my critters. And then this is some basil I started from seed. They look fairly good. They're pretty big. This is a plant I bought. This is like what are you? A lime scented geranium? It's supposed to be good for keeping mosquitoes away. And then this big old pot is just like a random mix of stuff. I got a ton of nasturtiums in there. I've got kale. So I've got both the red Russian one over here and then the Tuscan one. And then I do have some tiny basil plants in there. I don't think they're going to do very well because I think they're crowded out. And I don't think they get much sun. But we'll see. I just had a bunch of extra basil plants left. Alrighty, and then on this bottom shelf, so back here I've got some basil. That was started from seed. Over here, I've got 2 types of thyme. So this is German winter thyme, I believe, and that's lemon thyme. Got a big pot of flat leaf Italian parsley that really needs a haircut. That's doing really well. I believe this is also flat leaf Italian parsley. I actually planted that from seed and transplanted it. It's alive. I mean, that looks okay. And then this is an oregano plant one of my friends actually gave me. And then I had all these tiny little buds of oregano. So I didn't really have an extra pot for those little guys, so I just kind of tucked them in there. Okay, and then on the top shelf, again, more basil. I really want to do a ton of basil so I can make pesto. And then this wooden box is just nasturtiums, and then there's one tiny zinnia back there. But I've got all these cute little nasturtium sprouts peeking out here. Man, let me tell you, nasturtiums are a real pain in the butt to grow. Sometimes they just pop up. I felt like my first ones really popped, and then holy cats, I had about like 30-40 seeds that did nothing and just rotted, and I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, and then on top I've just got some wave petunias that I picked up at the local nursery, and they look so good. I'm normally not the biggest petunia person, but this little bit of color is very nice. Finally, in this pot here, I've got some spinach. So this has taken a really long time to do anything, but I finally got these cute little tiny baby spinach leaves. How cute are they? And then otherwise on my balcony, I've got this cool Adirondack chair and stool that my daddy built. And my kitty. Hi, Kimchi. Hi, beautiful. What a love bug.